Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This channel is One Degree, where we are trying to move the consciousness of mankind 1 degree so that we can all live in this world in harmony, peace, love, and unity. I am Akashic, the Ancient of Days. This is my brother Reedy. And if you've been following us up to this point, we are doing a series on the seven Hermetic principles in the Kybalion. And we are on the sixth principle today, a very powerful one. And this is the principle of cause and effect. And that reads out of the Kybalion as every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. I love that.
Yeah.
Nothing escapes the law.
Yeah.
Very powerful, bro.
It's a good one.
Talk to me.
Yes. I, but prior to reading this, I thought things happen by chance sometimes, and I imagine most people feel that way, like a coin toss. Well, that's not chance either. That's still, it has to obey the laws. If everything were the same, if you have the exact same penny, you give it line it up the exact same way, flip it the exact same force in the exact same environment, it's going to land the exact same way every time. It's just going to follow those laws.
Hmm.
We don't realize that, and then everything is cause and effect. Is everything's a ripple effect or a domino effect. Every cause has an effect, like you said, and every effect has a cause. And once you make one decision, there are ripple effects from that, and each effect after that is another cause for more effects.
Hmm.
Each effect becomes its own cause. If you look back to like even when I was like in high school and I decided to take machine trades to get a job in machining, which ended up getting me at where I work at now, which also has made pretty much my friends group from that group of people. So it's so many things have come because of that decision that when I was in high school, like, oh, I'm going to get into machine trades. And it strengthened our friendship because we ended up working together. I mean, we knew each other before that, but
Yeah,
we spent more time together once we got there.
absolutely. We became
And
super close once I started
yeah,
working there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if you go back in your history, if your great grandma and grandpa didn't get together, then we wouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There was a those were all ripples from that him asking her out or however it happened. You know what I mean? And knowing that every thought, decision, every emotion that you have is a cause for other effects. If you're aware and you pay attention to those, then you can control your future. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Basically, you have the power over it.
And also, too, to expound on what you're saying, which is incredible, and you said some very, very valid and good points. But to expound even on that, on our plane of cause and effect, um, it's powered by belief. Belief is the fuel for cause and effect because beliefs, your beliefs are your emotionally charged thoughts. Your emotionally charged thoughts make up what we call our personality. So our belief system is nothing but more than emotionally charged thoughts. Now, you cannot live above your belief system. So if you don't believe it's possible, then you it won't be possible.
Right.
So when you make a decision which is in the causal realm, you first have to believe it's possible. And so, like, even like you said, your great grandfather dating your grandmother, at some point he believed that he could have her.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he didn't believe it, it wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah.
So belief, whatever you believe, it's true in your universe. And belief is the engine of cause and effect. If you believe that you're going to be sick all the time, then in the causal realm, you're causing that to start to process. If you believe that you don't get sick, then you're causing, that's in the causal realm is where everything happens. I've said in a lot of times in past videos that if you have a negative belief about something, and you cannot expect a positive outcome. If you believe that all men are dogs, then because you believe that, the cause of that is going to be you only meeting dogs. And
Yeah.
then by doing that, by having that cause and getting that effect, you're reinforcing the belief. Because when you get a dog, you're going to say, I knew it.
Yeah.
See, I told you. Or if you lose some money, or you a business falls, man, I knew it. I knew that business wasn't going to last. Everybody told me. I believed it. So belief is very powerful in cause and effect.
Yeah, it's huge. And believing who you are, your identity. Who am I? You know what I mean? That's probably the biggest belief there. If you think that you're not worthy of something, or you don't think you could attain something, you're never going to.
Right. You
Belief
can't
is
you can't
huge.
live you can't live higher than your beliefs.
Right.
That's
Right.
your self-concept is the highest that you can go in your cause and your effect.
Yeah, and you use awareness to figure those things out. What are my beliefs? Or why is this always happening? Why do I always end up with dogs? Well, think about it. What are your thoughts on that? What are your beliefs? What patterns do you see repeating? Change those. Work on that. Figure it
Hmm.
out. Am I reacting to circumstances, or am I creating what I want to happen in my future? What are my thoughts? What am I believing to be true? And you'll figure it out if you're paying attention, if you're aware, if you're seeking inward, like we talk about every video.
Yeah. Do you remember Innocent that we used to
Yeah,
work with?
yeah.
I remember when I first started working there, and he was one of the guys who trained me and all this stuff. And he's, for context, he's from Africa, and he used to always tell me and ghetto women have an agreement. I don't like them, and they don't like me. And so he never ever got that type of women.
Yeah,
He created that cause so that the effect could happen. The problem is that most people are trying to change effects with an effect. If I use the example again, if you're somebody who's overweight or don't feel like you are okay with your body type or something like that, instead of going to the root, which is the cause, your belief, your way of thinking, and instead of changing that, what do people do? Liposuction, take the Ozempic pill. They go to the gym without changing what they believe. So if you understand that belief is the engine, belief is your thoughts charged with emotions. Emotions is the key to the subconscious mind, and your reality is nothing more than what the subconscious mind believes. Period. And in your heaven, in your world, is with these beliefs come the effects of what you see in your reality. So you have the power.
yes. By the power of Grayskull. No. Yeah, absolutely you do. And if you're just slow to react, think about your decisions before you make them. Think about the effects that will come from your decisions, your thoughts. If you're having thoughts that are bringing you down and are going to lead to more of the same that you don't want in your life, you got to change those thoughts. But it's
Yeah.
about being aware and being still and seeking inward, like we keep saying. These are all tied together. You know what I mean? And it's understanding who you are and what your thoughts and your beliefs are, and making those, you decide what they are, and you decide what your future is going to be, and create your reality.
Right. And now we got to go another level, Jay. What we're talking about in this level of cause and effect is actually on a lower realm. Now, there's a higher realm and there's a lower realm. Now, on the higher realm, it's deterministic. That means we don't have free will. On the lower realm, what we just were talking about, we do have free will.
Hmm.
So now what I mean by that is in a grander scheme, we had no say so in evolution. We have no say so in if a meteor strikes a city and kills everybody. Because you get that question all the time. Well, how did I cause this dog to attack me? How did I cause this to, how did I cause how did that city call the avalanche killed all those people in the city? So on a higher galactic level, it's deterministic. We don't control that. But on a lower level, we do control our own reality as far as cause and effect. So there's actually kind of a half truth of truth, but the whole totality of reality is just constant causality. And half of it we control, and half of it we don't control
Mhm.
because the infinite in itself is recursive. Recursive means that it is uh, improving on itself. Evolution shows that. Evolutions from animals, evolutions from us, evolutions to our knowledge. For instance, I tell people all the time, yes, we read the holy text and all those things like that. But if you went back in time and talked to one of the disciples and tried to explain to them what a car was,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have any concept of that. Man, it has a motor, it takes fuel, it takes petroleum, and then you turn the key. They would be like, "What? We got donkeys and horses. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?"
We
They would have
walk.
no concept. So this universe is recursive. It's constantly improving. It's constantly getting better. Now, on that grander scale, it's deterministic because things are set in motion that we can't change. But on the lower level, once you understand that you can change your own personal world and the reality that you experience, now you have a better grip on reality because there's some things that's bigger than us, and then there's some things that's within our grasp. So I just wanted to
Right.
point that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you're always going to take it deeper. You've been at this longer than me. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And like we talked about before, all truths are half truths. So it can't be completely true.
So
Yeah,
half of the
just
deterministic is true.
yeah,
On our level, it's not true. On
yeah,
our level, free will is true. On a grander scale, it's not true.
yeah. We just got to pay attention to and influence your environment. Don't be influenced by it. Choose your thoughts. Choose your decisions. Get control your emotions. Don't let them affect you. Don't be reactive. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well,
Pause.
now you may what I think it's either called the sinner's prayer where it says something like God give me the power to control the things that I can and
Yeah,
the power not to let go of the things I can't.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
That's basically what causality is. Take control of the things you can, but understand the things that you can't,
yeah,
the bigger, grander things. And
yeah.
you know, you had no control over your great grandfather meeting your great grandmother. That's beyond us. But
Right.
while we're here, these 70 years, we can control and manipulate our reality through the fuel of our belief system.
Yeah. Because I mean, if I had control of the entire world, I wouldn't let any child ever be hurt. There would be no sickness. We definitely would be at war right now. Gas wouldn't be $4 a gallon.
Right. And that's
You
why
know
I
what I
wanted to
mean?
address that because you're always going to get that pushback
Yeah,
of, well, how do I
yeah,
control the gas prices? How do
yeah,
I? So there's a higher level and there's a lower level.
yeah,
For what we're talking about for this video, we're talking about your own reality. That's
yeah.
what we're talking about.
And you're controlling it whether you are aware of it or not. The law is the law.
The
You,
law is the law.
yeah.
Nothing
There's no
escapes the
escape it.
law.
Yeah. So whether you want to use that to your advantage or not, it's going to work out either way, either in your favor or against you. You can either be a creator or you can just react and deal with the same old stuff. And that's not where anybody wants to be. I mean,
Right.
if you're honest with yourself, you want abundance, you want joy and peace and love. And if you're spreading those things, I think what in Hinduism and Buddhism, this would be karma, right? Like everything that you put out is going to ripple its way back to you. So if you're talking about somebody behind their back. That's going to come back to you in another way. That's just negative energy you're putting out into
Mhm.
the universe. So
Exactly.
you're going to bring it back. If you're putting out love and peace and gratitude and you're just a positive array of light everywhere you go. I mean, that's all that's going to come back to you. You know what I mean? If you believe abundance, you believe that you're worthy of all things, you'll have them. It'll be yours.
Yeah. And and
It,
and this is a big key to what you and I have been trying to say, especially about these seven principles, is that not knowing it is like being in a ship with no motor.
yeah,
The universe is just, and this is 90%, 95, I would say, of percent of people in the world today. They're just going about their everyday lives. They have no thought that they can control. The universe is pushing them into ebb and flow, to rhythm. They're suffering. They have no clue. In learning this, all we are doing is opening up your mind to have the tools to create a motor so that you can steer the reality of life. That's all we're doing. Whether you
absolutely.
do it or not, what to say? All I can do is show you the door. You're the one got to walk through it.
Yeah. And I think if people might start to try to do these things and they'll think, well, I'm not seeing any change. You know what I mean? Well, there's doubt. There's old beliefs sneaking back in, and you gotta stay the course. You gotta hold on to that belief, to hold on to that thought, that vibration, that frequency that we talked about before.
Mhm.
All these are connected.
They
They,
are.
they all work together. So if I'm on one side of the pole and I'm angry, you know what I mean? What's the opposite of that? I gotta calm myself down somehow, and I gotta find my peace and just be aware. Being aware is the biggest thing. Is just paying attention to your thoughts and emotions and yeah, it's delayed for sure. You don't manifest immediately, like you said before. It'd be mass chaos if
Hmm.
that were the case. It can't happen like that, and you're gonna be tested. You're not not God's not testing you, but your ego is going to. It's going to make you question everything that you're doing. It's going to say, "Oh, is it really working?" Nah, this is things haven't changed. You still are just nah, nah, I'm not. Get out of here, thought. That's not my belief. It's going to try. It's going to keep coming at you, but you stay the course. Know who you are. Remember who you are.
Yep. We
You
are
are
a
one
child of
with.
God.
Yeah.
We are
Yes.
one with the infinite.
Yes.
So yeah, man, that was awesome. That was powerful.
Yeah.
It was definitely direct and to the point. I feel like we explained it very well, and hopefully that that people can get something out of it and start to use this and apply this in your lives and start to control what you can control and change your life for a bit to the better, so that we can change everybody's lives to the better. So we're
Yeah.
gonna end it right there. We got one more principle to go, and that is the principle of gender. So many layers to this one. This is going to be heavy because my mind has just been running on this like crazy. But anyway, so we're going to close it up right there. For my brother Reedy, I am Akashic, the Ancient of Days. Until we see you in the next video, 1 degree.